Tally-ho, Panzer people, and welcome back to War Thunder, where today I'm going to be doing something slightly painful. I have found all of the worst vehicles in War Thunder, and I'm going to be playing them all at once. Beginning at rank 1 and going all the way to top tier and seeing how well we can do in each one. Let's get to it. Now this list of vehicles is compiled by what I could find online, but if you think there is a worse vehicle than what I cover today, let me know down in the comments. And we're kicking off rank 1 with this, the FCM-36. It has a 37mm gun, not that you could tell, because the machine gun barrel is about the same length as the cannon. And I know some will say that it's not about the size but how you use it, but in this case how you use it seems to be entirely wrong. Alright everyone, welcome to the sentient mechanized cheese block that is the FCM-36. It has a stabilized gun, which, to its credit, is kind of a cool feature, but it's slow and heavy, and despite all that, doesn't have a lot of armor. Even more worrying, it has APCR ammo, which if you know anything about that, it does not do much in the way of damage once you actually penetrate something. Not that you will, because it only has 36mm of penetration. The unfortunate thing is, that's the only ammo type that this tank has. And yes, your eyes are not deceiving you. That is correct. This tank only has a crew of 2, meaning any penetrating hit that knocks out one of your crew members will take you out. It's really hard to find a positive point with this tank, so, you know, for a list like this, we're starting off strong, which means technically we can only go up from here. Oh, enemy. Oh, something we can actually pen. That might be something we can actually kill. Well, don't let it get away now. It's, I think it was a Tetrach, potentially. Alright, he's gone behind here. Hopefully nobody comes up behind us while we're doing this. He did just kill that, Panzer III, so... He's getting hammered by something, though, right now. Oh, no, he's been taken out. Oh, hang on. There's somebody else here. Quick, break through the walls. Oh, well, never mind. I was gonna try and break through the sheds to get to him, and I forgot. I'm in the worst tank possible. It doesn't even have the mass to break down all these things. I mean, it's great that we got a couple of crits, though. So, we have 2 assists to our name, which is something. As we know from Evolving Tanks rules, every 2 assists counts as a kill. So, collectively, we're on the scoreboard. I know there's an enemy right here. I just can't quite see him. Hello? I can't see over the tank wrecks. Okay, can I at least pull these out of the way? Well, kind of. Although then again, I'm not sure why I wanted to do that. I can use it as cover. Lord knows I need it. Oh, there's one. Alright, I critted his driver. And there's the assist. I mean, we reload fast, but so does everyone else. So the reloading speed isn't actually fast, it's just sort of average. Well, for this tier anyway. Alright, maybe we can get some capture points? Maybe? Wait a minute. If we're not actually capturing it, then who's on the point? Somebody is. Oh, I just non-penned on a BT. Really? On a BT5? Okay, there is an enemy in the cap zone, but I do not see him. Oh, there he is. It's a cockroach. Or a Tetrach, anyway. I have forward speed. Oh, shoot. This is how I die. I got his commander, for all the good that's gonna do me. He's actually realized that I can pen him now. The problem is I'm on the wrong side here. Come on. That ricocheted? Really? Okay, we got a kill! We got a kill! Yes, we got 2 kills! I used my butt as a block of armor and it worked. So that means that Tetra was just hiding right here the entire time. Didn't see him at all. There's so much fire going on right now, my frame rate is starting to die. But you know, War Thunder needed to add ray tracing. And before all of you start getting into the comments about, oh, you just need to upgrade your PC, I want to point out this is running on a 4070 Super. It's not an out-of-date card. But you might want to take a look at Apex Gaming PCs. That's right, once again, Apex Gaming PCs has decided to sponsor this video. And if you're in need of an upgrade, you can always check out their latest offerings. From the Apex Bronze to the Apex Streamer and Streamer Plus PCs, they definitely have everything you need. And it can be delivered to your door worldwide. Check the link below and use code PANZER to get 10% off. And thank you once again to Apex Gaming PCs for sponsoring this video. Alright, I don't want to speak too soon, given that it does look like we are winning this battle, but I've lost in better positions than this before. But I think with the score of 2 kills and 3 assists, this is not too bad for the absolute worst tank in the game. So let's see how we fare in the next one. And now we're on to rank 2 with this, the Chiha shotgun. There's sort of a running pattern here with very stubby looking guns, and this is pretty much what you would look at as being the ideal cartoon tank. But it's on here for a good reason, and it's not because the tank is good. Alright, let's see what this thing can do. Now, a 120mm gun might sound like a lot, and truthfully, it is a very large shell, but most of the time it'll leave you feeling like this. Yes, the decals were already there, and no, I don't remember when I put them on. But I've had this tank for a long time. And I know what you're probably thinking, when it comes to rank 2, there's plenty of vehicles that could be considered worse than this. This has a decent enough gun, but the short barrel does let it down somewhat. Alright, let's see if I can get in position here. Gotta remember, this is still the hull of the Chiha, so it is not the most protected, but at least it has some mobility. But you're gonna see the biggest problem right now. Look at those stadia lines. Or ranging lines. Ooh, well that is a satisfying hit though. Uh-oh. Don't see me, don't see me, don't see me, don't see me. Okay, he's got other problems to worry about. Get the gun on target, quick. There we go. Yeah, it's satisfying when you're able to do it. Alright, there you are. Oh, he's ducked back into cover. Alright, I'm gonna range that, because I feel like that might be... Oh no, it's actually not that bad. 150 meters? That's doable. Alright, we'll get back into cover here for a moment, because I think there's something to my left. There might also be a tank behind me now I think about it. Oh, we've fallen down the hill. But because you're wondering why I might pick this as the worst vehicle in rank 2, and the main reason, aside from the really low muzzle velocity it has, it's the fact that it's a premium. If you want this sort of devastating firepower, the long gun version of this is actually better, because you don't have to deal with the low muzzle velocity. So I guess when it comes to premium tanks, it really is an issue when you're paying real money for something that is worse than what you otherwise could get. Oh, I really overshot that. I'd say that's probably about 450-ish. So thereabouts there. Yeah, that was close enough. Alright, this Panzer III is preoccupied with the T-28. T-28s are actually kind of hard to kill. Not because they have, like, a lot of armor or anything, but because they have a lot of crew. Oh, that was not close enough. Alright, he took out my transmission. I can repair that. Wait, that was short again? Oh. Somebody just pushed me completely off my line. Well, that might get me killed. Okay, I hit him. He's pretty much bang on 400 meters. Oh, no, that matters. Right, rank 3. With this, a proper British tank. The TOG-2. Often described as the right tank for the wrong war, the TOG-2 is huge. And its size is not really its strength, like it might be with something like the Mouse. In fact, this is more akin to something like the French Char 2C and so on type landship tanks. And much like those, it has a lot of crew. That's good, but it also doesn't have strong enough armor, just like those French tanks. So because of that, it does suffer somewhat. So given that it's so slow, we have time to talk about its stats, and it has a 94mm gun. Which sounds great, but at BR 5.3, there's a lot that has comparable firepower, and this only has solid shot ammo. It has 200 mils of pen, but it is still solid shot, so it may not be as devastating as you would like. Now, unfortunately, the gun is not stabilized, but I don't expect we'll be doing much shooting on the move. Oh, there's an enemy tank, and I've just lost him. He's approaching us from the side. I don't like that. There he is. There he is. There he is. Ricochet! Alright, well, I'm gonna have to try and angle. Somewhat. Oh, he hit my track. No pen. I try to take one on the track again. Oh, he's taking out my gunner. Yeah, he was smart. He went for the turret. I think this might be us done already. Oh, that was a good ricochet. No pen, because I hit it slightly to the right of where I wanted to. Okay, I don't know what happened there, but the shot just went right through him. Well, 1 kill assist. Now, of course, the TOG itself has sort of a meme status, but this gets put in this list by me for the same reason that the Chiha shotgun is in this list. It's a premium. So you charge money for something that's objectively not very good. In fact, I would argue that the shotgun is actually better than the TOG right now. I mean, the great thing about the TOG, though, is that the moment you hit W is when you're at top speed. So that's something, I guess. Did you really have to do that? Oh! Oh, you can pen the mantlet on a VK. I didn't know you could do that. Well, you learn something new every day. I guess one advantage that makes up for the lack of armor is how big those tracks are. Very often people hit the tracks instead of actually hitting your armor. Alright, let's try to get you. Oh, that's a crit! Alright, a little bit to the left. There we go. We got a kill! There you are. Oh, that's a KV2. He's got a long reload ahead of him. Just dropping the shots a little bit short. There we go. Crit. Oh, an assist. I will take it. Well, at this point, I'm just sitting here capturing the objective, not really doing anything. I mean, all the enemies that have shown up have not shot at me first, for some reason. No idea why. It's probably not the case that they don't see me or anything. But hey, not too bad. And that brings us to rank 4. With this, the Zaklam Tagger, or Tager, or Tager? Not sure which one. But what this essentially is an American M3 half-track that's been up-armored and modified. You might notice those big bottle rockets on the roof, and those are SS-11 ATGMs. So in theory, it could be good. So let's see why it's not. Alright, off the bat you know this is a weird vehicle. I mean, it's a World War II half-track, and it's at a kind of high BR where World War II vehicles really shouldn't, at least not these kinds of vehicles, should be showing their faces anymore. And we do at least get active scouting, which is quite nice. You got those little binoculars. I don't know how you use them, considering the guy's all the way down here.
Hello there.
But we make do, as the entire Israeli tech tree does, because the tech tree is a mix of just a whole bunch of different vehicles of different eras and origins, so it is very mixed when playing it. Alright, looks like we got some fighting over here. I think the T-26 looks like he's shooting at something. There is something down there. There he is. Yeah, that didn't go well. That happens to be an IS-3, I think. I might have broken his track. Now, these sorts of missiles can be effective against those sort of early Soviet heavy tanks, but only if you hit them right, which I'm definitely not doing. Alright, we're completely out of missiles right now. And yeah, the keyboard control is an issue because it takes away your movement keys completely. I don't know if there's a way to rebind that so it doesn't take away your movement. I'm pretty sure that's done deliberately to limit something. I mean, it's not like these necessarily need a nerf or anything, but, you know. Still, at least the reload is fast. So we got 6 missiles out of that. Not a huge amount, but good enough. Pretty sure the IS-3 that was there on the C-point is still there. Just gonna keep an eye out for anything else coming up. So we're gonna go way out to the left here, and hopefully I can get the jump on him. I don't like to shoot these that close. It really limits your options when it comes to maneuvering and aiming. There he is. Hello. It's as straight as a shot I'm gonna get. And of course, you're probably thinking, well, why not just use them as rockets? Just fire them straight. The problem is, you have to get kind of close to do that, because they have a sort of wobble to them. even at a short distance, they kind of jitter around a little bit. And so you have to correct that by using keyboard inputs. I don't see any tanks down that way. That's usually where you'll see some of them going towards the city. I mean, the trick with this vehicle is to really just attack from an unseen angle. Just whichever angle everyone's already attacking from, don't go that way. Which I guess is what I'm currently doing, but I don't really have any other options. Other than going the entire way around the map. I mean, that is an option too, I guess. Alright, can I sneak on by? I mean, unlike the TOG, we do at least have the mobility to kind of get in around places. Okay. I don't see anything. That doesn't mean there's nothing there. Oh, hello. What are you? I thought that was a prop for a second. Get it, get it, get it. Oh, wow, I completely missed. So I can't move until that missile explodes, which is also another issue. He doesn't know I'm here, though.
Nope.
How did you miss? Yeah. It works, but it's very inconsistent. Well, we're all the way up here at rank 5 now with this, the Orbal 74 HVG. Yes, I know it's another premium again, but you'll see very quickly why this deserves to be on this list. Right, the Orbal 74. Well, quite clearly this is not a tank. In fact, it's an armored reconnaissance vehicle, or recon car, whichever you want to call it. The interesting thing about it, though, is the HVG part of its name, which denotes the 60mm cannon that it has, which fires a very high velocity rounds, 1,620 meters per second. Very, very fast rounds, but they are only 60mm, and they are discarding sabot rounds, meaning they are smaller than the gun barrel. That's a very thin gun barrel to begin with. Meaning these are very, very, very small rounds moving at very high speed. So they might get through armor, but don't expect a lot of damage afterwards. Well, we're surfing the dunes a little bit. I'm kind of sliding. Alright, I'm going to stay low, and then we're going to get up high over here. And it's good that we're on this side, because this vehicle has a very, very, very big flaw. It has almost no gun depression. Even if the stat card says so, it's lying, because this is how much gun depression we have. And the reason is, that driver port is in the way. So the only time you have that gun depression is right here, because every other angle forces it back up again. So it's a fast moving vehicle that cannot shoot forward. Isn't that wonderful? Now I'm not putting this on the list just because it's a premium, by the way, not like the other two. It's because of this. Yeah, that's a hit, which set the engine on fire. But you can see there's very little in the way of actual damage after that hit. Come on. I'm hitting that M60 over there. I've been set on fire again. Can maybe adjust my position here. There we go. That's a kill. But my engine's knocked out completely, and I'm being hit from a different angle too that I didn't see. There was something over here. I just don't know what took a shot at me. Alright, well, we got a kill. It did some damage at the cost of a lot, because I was in a bad position. That was largely on me. That didn't really have much to do with the Orbal at all. It's weird because I don't recommend anyone buy this because it is a very, very specific way of playing, and it is very niche, and yet I really like playing it because it's, well, it's a little car with a huge turret on it. I was gonna say huge gun, but no, it's just a comical turret on it. And it just looks so stupid. That's why I love it. Alright, let's see if I can get you. We're gonna go 1,002 there. Oh, there we go. Yeah, that one was kind of easy. It's a weasel. You know, that doesn't really take much to kill, unfortunately. Well, unfortunately for the weasel, I guess. In a lot of ways, this reminds me of like playing the Fox, in that you don't have much armor. You're not going to really rely on that gun all that much, but you can sort of harass the enemy and scout at the same time. So you can be useful without being the main damage dealer, which you have to be really okay with because, well, don't expect this tank to be amazing at getting kills. It might not happen. Oh, there goes his driver and loader. Come on. Let me get him. And there's a scout. And we're out of ammo. Yeah, that's another downside. You might have a lot of, well, fire rate, but it doesn't really help when you run out of ammo completely. Wow, that was a terrible shot. I regret everything. Okay, that's gotta be super annoying for him. It's moments like that that make me really like this thing, because you're just very annoying. I didn't kill the leopard, but he didn't kill me when he could have. And, in return, he can do nothing to me. Alright, I need to repair. So, while I personally enjoy this vehicle quite a lot, it is definitely not up there in rank 5 at all. I don't think it needs to be dropped down in BR at all. I think it does enough damage to be able to hold its own. It's very much like the Fox in a lot of ways, just bigger. And I think that means it fills a very specific niche. Why a lot of people hate it is completely understandable, by the way. So that is why a lot of people think it's the worst vehicle at rank 5. But your mileage may vary. And given that it's a premium as well, that kind of pushes it into the bad territory, because you're going to spend real money on something that has a very, very specific playstyle, and you're going to have to be okay with that. And so we arrive at rank 6 with this, the M60A2 Starship, or as it would become known. It is a very, very weird looking tank, and a lot of it has to do with that gun. Now, before we jump into the gameplay of this, it might help to explain, in the hangar at least, why there's a lot of complaints about this particular tank. So beginning with the gun, which is a 152mm gun slash launcher, it's actually the same thing as this. Or at least it's a version of the same gun that's on the Sheridan, which means it shares pretty similar ammo. The issue comes with how that ammo is stored. Now, everybody knows M60s have hull racks, and that's usually what people aim for when you expose the hull, which makes it all the more baffling why this tank is the way it is. Now, I'm gonna jump into a test drive here, and you can see we have the Shillelagh missiles, which you also have on the Sheridan, and you have heat rounds. I'm gonna just take away all of those high explosive rounds, and you might notice in the X-ray that it fills up the hull racks first, not the turret racks, despite them being available. And the missiles have their own hitboxes, making them bigger. And you might have also noticed that directly behind the driver is another ammo rack. And so if you want the turret to have no ammo in it, since that might be an advantage, you don't get that. So if I just go and increase the ammunition, not to full, but just give it 6 rounds, you'll notice the ammo placement goes to the turret first before filling that hull rack, which is really weird. And it seems to prioritize the missiles instead, so the missiles will fill up the turret rack, because I guess that's how it operated in real life, but that makes them even bigger and easier to hit. And that might be okay if the turret was really, really strong. But if we just compare it to other things at its own rank, for example a T-55 using APDS ammo, you might notice a bit of a problem. Yep, shells go right through that turret ring. So the only choice you have is to only expose the top of the turret, and that cupola means your commander is getting a shot right through his head. So with that explanation out of the way, how does it play? And here we go. So this is a very long range map, and I don't feel like this tank is going to be very good at long range. Just looking at those ranging marks there, this could be a struggle. Thankfully we do have a laser rangefinder, so that's going to be helpful. Just gotta remember to use it all the time. Still don't see... Ah! There we go. Was he always there? And I just didn't see him? Or did he come in at the last minute? That was a Horo as well. That's a, like, rank 1 vehicle, isn't it? Or rank 2? So I don't think he was there on his own. Alright, this is about as good as we're gonna get. We're gonna have to use terrain. Oh, there's a bright spot marker. So one thing to remember if you're new to the game is spot markers are dark when you can't see something, and they're bright when you can. Right, so that was a miss. I needed to aim further ahead than that. We're shooting at something 1,400 like meters away. Ooh, that was a missile fired at me. Okay, well, let's just laze that one, and we're gonna take that shot there. Ooh, just over. Okay, we're gonna back up here. Yep. There was another missile incoming. Oh, hello. Is that a tank right there? I think I see it. Yep, that is something right there. There we go. I'll go again. There we go. I don't think he even saw me. It's a good thing I stopped moving. I mean, the gun stabilized. It wouldn't affect my aim, but it is all to do with... Oh, that's a mouse. Yeah, heat works well against mouse. Well, that's not good. That's a missile. Yeah, unfortunately heat works really well against us too. Still, 3 kills, not bad. Alright, so I wanted to try this again to see how it performs when we're not engaging things 1,400 meters away. And we ended up on this map, which is the new one. And it has a fair amount of sniping too. Although, shorter range, so we'll see. It could still work. There we go. I feel like that guy might have just spawned, so I do feel a little bad about that. Hello. I knew something was coming up behind me, I just wasn't sure where, but now I have to reload. I think I'm gonna try that missile. Uh-oh. Oh, he doesn't see it. He doesn't see it. Oh, and I missed. Use the 50 cal. Use the 50 cal. Okay, he missed. He missed. Come on, get the gunner. There we go. Alright, let's go back to heat. I don't want to risk doing that again. Hello. Alright, he's lost his gunner. Come on. There we go. There's something coming over here, though. Well, I'm visible, so he'll look at me first. Or maybe not, actually. Yeah, taking on 2 IS-3s was a little ambitious. But I think I've demonstrated it pretty well. Although, yes, this tank has a lot of downsides. In certain situations, it can be pretty potent. So I don't know if all of the complaints about it are necessarily justified. Again, this entire list is compiled based on what I can find online, and what people on Reddit or forums or Twitter or basically anywhere I can Google seem to think about it. The general consensus is that this, in rank 6, is the worst tank. And I just feel like that might be a little bit too much hate, because it has the same sort of firepower as the Sheridan, which is not the worst thing. And heat is a little hit or miss with the damage, but when it hits, you know about it because it can very often be a one-hit kill. So while it does have downsides, I don't really think it's that bad of a tank. I could honestly get used to that, but if I wanted something to sling heat at long distances, I'd just take the M60A1 or the T54E1, because both of those aren't gonna take an entire year just to reload, because the only thing that will make up for inconsistent ammo is a decent rate of fire. And no, the missiles do not make up for it. Not at all. And finally, we arrive at rank 7 with the QN506. So, I was a little hesitant to put this on the list at all, given that it's an event vehicle that you can only get from the marketplace now. It's not even a regular premium. But this is a vehicle that is absolutely weird. I mean, appearance-wise, it's already horrific to look at. But that tall turret exists for a reason, because it is unmanned. The entire crew is in the hull, which means if you're in a hull down position, it's pretty good. But also it has a huge array of weapons. So to begin with, we have the autocannon, which is a 30mm. With a pretty decent rate of fire, but the ammo is not great. And then we have these 70mm rockets, there's 20 of them, which, I'll be honest, are pretty tricky to aim. So what's actually happening here is this is a top attack missile. So you'll notice it goes up, and then it comes down vertically on the target. But it tries to hit the middle of the target, not the middle of its turret, which is a problem with nearly every guided missile in the game, which makes it pretty inconsistent to try and use. And of course we have its anti-air capabilities. Alright, a map where the M60A2 struggled. This might do okay, potentially, because it's, you know, long range. Those two S-38s over there are pretty comparable to this. The difference being is that they have a bigger gun and variable time fuse air-bursting shells, which annihilate aircraft as well. But we'll gloss over that. Yes, as you might have noticed, this is still based on a tank chassis. It's not a, you know, APC or anything, so it has pretty abysmal reversing speed. And reverse speed is kind of essential when you want to back out of a position like that. So it's sort of like you need hull down to make this work, but it can't really do hull down without, you know, sort of turning around. Oh, laser warning came up from something. Whoa! So it destroyed by everything, but the crew survived the first hit. How? Alright, nearly everybody near C Point is dead. So we got our work cut out for us. There's one that's shooting a missile right at me. Okay, that's a very fast moving one. There we go. Sometimes you don't need missiles and rockets. Sometimes you just need a gun. Oh, hello. Hello, helicopter. I wonder how long that's gonna take to hit him. Oh, it actually got him. It just took a very long time. Right. Let's switch over to our FS rounds again. Yeah, I don't think the missiles or these like unguided or semi-guided rockets are that effective. Kind of don't want to be this close, but then again. Oh. Okay, that was a kind of a cheeky shot through the turret cheeks. Despite all the complaints about this and how inconsistent of a vehicle it can be, I don't think it's all that bad. I mean, it's kind of gimmicky. Having so many weapons on it, it feels like a tech demonstrator, and that's probably what it was in real life. I don't think this vehicle actually is in service. Then again, I would have to look it up to be sure. I don't know. There we go. In the course of making this video, I also happened to find a lot of posts and comments on random Reddit threads saying that I was one of the worst War Thunder players that they'd ever seen. Now, it's a very small group of people, so I don't really care what people say. But my point is this: if the QN506 is really that bad, and I'm playing it for the very first time, and somehow still kind of just being average on the team with kills and assists, I don't think it can be really that bad then. I mean, sure, the missiles and rockets, yeah, the rockets are borderline useless. Maybe useful in a pinch, but good luck trying to aim them correctly. I mean, I'm third person aiming these, but it wouldn't matter. They are not consistent at all. And then there's the missiles, which although they're top-down attack, they're really only excellent at long range. Like, they're really decent missiles when they, you know, hit right. But not having any ammo means that it's kind of a sitting duck for anything else. That being said, the 30mm is a good gun, so it's not all bad, but you get this gun on a lot of other vehicles too. And you have other guns that are similar in firepower, so why take this? It just sort of begs the question as to why you even need a vehicle like this in the game. And sure, it can shoot down a helicopter 5 kilometers away after waiting 3 to 5 business days, but is that really enough of a reason to want to have it? Like I said, it's not a terrible vehicle. It has its use. It's a very niche use in some cases and on some maps, but it's not doing any one thing particularly well. I mean, aside from the gun. But again, you can get the gun anywhere else. So the gun isn't really a big selling point. I think the real thing that just makes this a bad tank is the fact that you don't have any spare ammo at all. If that turret gets hit, everything goes. Your crew might be fine, but if your tracks are blown off and you have no usable weapons, it might as well just be an instant knockout. Especially in close quarters, because what are you gonna do? You can't repair or reload in that time. So, yeah, if you get knocked out like that on the capture point, nothing's gonna save you. It's sort of insult to injury than actual survivability at that point. And so that's the worst vehicles in War Thunder according to most of the internet. Or at least what I can find on Google. Obviously there may be some that you think are worst, and in case you're wondering why I'm not covering rank 8 in this video, is because at the time of recording, rank 8 is really just a handful of tanks, and there is not that much difference between them. I know I'm gonna get a lot of people commenting that that's wrong, but there isn't enough of a difference to really definitively say that one is worse than the other. Once you get to that point in a tech tree, it really doesn't matter whether it's better or worse than one in a different tech tree. And so, if you think you know of a worse vehicle than what I've covered in this video, let me know what it is down in the comments. And if you enjoyed this, don't forget to leave a like and of course subscribe if you're brand new to the channel. Regular War Thunder videos are returning, but I'm still going to be looking at other games in the meantime, so don't you worry about that. If you're here for War Thunder and War Thunder only, there's still gonna be War Thunder videos from time to time. But my name is Panzer, thank you very much for watching, and I will see you next time.